Hey everyone, welcome back to our ongoing series where we tackle selected multiple choice questions from O level commerce past papers. This time, the questions are from the paper 12 October November 2024 session, and this is about the invoice and the credit note. A retailer buys goods from a wholesaler and received an invoice for $10,000. The wholesaler then sent the retailer a credit note for $2,000. So take note, the wholesaler gives an invoice to the retailer. Okay, so it means, but the buyer, the retailer, receives an invoice. It's a document. Then after that, the wholesaler then sent the retailer a credit note for $2,000. The question is, how much does the retailer owe the wholesaler? So you have the word owe. Okay, so owe means have to pay. OWE means liable for, need to settle. And there are two documents that you need to take note. One is an invoice and the other one is a credit note. When we say invoice, it's a document. It's a kind of bill. Okay, it's a document that a seller gives to a buyer. So it's just like, here's what you bought. Okay, in a conversation, the seller gives a document, and that document is invoice, and it's just like, here's what you bought and how much you need to pay. So it's an invoice is a document which you see the products that you're gonna buy, and the items, and even the price. So it usually includes, again, the items or services you bought. It includes the total amount you owe that you need to pay, and of course the payment details and the deadlines, even the deadlines. So think of it as a restaurant bill, okay, but for the business purchase. On the other hand, again, the invoice, the seller gives the invoice to the buyer. The buyer receives the invoice for, of course, for the buyer to know like how much he needs to pay. Then there is the credit note. So credit note is like a mini refund note. Okay, it's just like it says, oops, you don't owe the full amount anymore. Here's a reduction. So usually, the credit note, okay, is used when some items were returned. Okay, a credit note is being used if there's a mistake in the invoice. So if there's an error in an invoice, the computation is wrong, even the items are wrong, so it needs to have an invoice, a credit note. And then if there is a discount which is applied after billing the bill. So if someone received an invoice for 10,000 and then later got a credit note for 2,000, it means that, of course, they now owe 8,000. So the answer for this item is 2,000. 8,000, not 2,000, but it's 8,000. Why? It's 10,000. The total number of goods, the payment 10,000 minus, of course, the 2,000 from the credit note. So the answer will be 8,000. Okay, next item, how much would a buyer save when given a cash discount of 2.5% of an item originally priced at $600? So the scenario is an item costs $600. Okay, that's the first. Then the seller offers a cash discount of 2.5%. So the question asks, how much money does the buyer save because of the discount? Again, the question is, and you need to find out, how much money does the buyer save because of the discount? So this is a very simple question. So all you need to do is to convert the percentage into decimal. So the 2.5%, convert it into decimal, so it will become 0.025. And then after conversion, multiply it with the original price of the item, which is $600. So whatever is the answer is $15. That would be the money that the buyer can save because of the discount. Next item about the balance of trade, and I'm going to have also additional information because I made a mistake from my previous video. Okay, so the item is the table shows figures relating to a country's international trade. You have visible exports, visible imports, invisible exports, invisible imports. The question is, what is the balance trade? Okay, balance trade is different from balance of payment. From the previous video, I made a mistake. I computed for the balance of payment, so I have to explain it again. When we say balance of trade or BOT, this is just like a scorecard for goods because it tracks the exports and imports of physical, okay? The word is physical, tangible items like oil, clothes, electronics. And if a country sells more goods than it buys, so it means like if a country has more exports than imports, then there is what we call the trade surplus. And if a country buys more than it sells, if the country imports greater than the exports, then there is a deficit. So it's balance of trade. You will just focus on the visible visible products, physical items, exports and imports. On the other hand, just like here, okay, what is the balance trade on this item? Take note about the visible exports and visible imports. The visible exports is 10, imports is 9. So what you need to do is to subtract exports minus imports. It's always like that, E minus I. So 10 minus 9 equals 1. Okay, 1 billion. That's the balance of trade. Now I will add another another concept, which is balance of payments. It's the BOP. Earlier it was BOT, now it's BOP. Balance of payment is the full what do you call this, a full financial diary, okay, of a country's international transaction. So it includes not only the goods, not only the services like the tourism, banking, the investments, the loans, the money transfer. So the balance of payments is divided into two. Okay, one is the current account. The current account is the goods plus services plus income, and also the capital account, the investments, loans, and the assets. So how are you going to do it? Of course, you will just you add all the total visible and invisible exports, and then and then add the visible and invisible imports, and after that you just subtract it. So that's the balance of payment. So basically, in a nutshell, balance of trade is like tracking down how many books, okay, the school sells, and then balance of payment is just like tracking everything, like the tuition fees, the books, the donations, the scholarship. So balance of payment is bigger than the balance of trade. So take note again. Take note on my on my previous video. I made a mistake. I'm really sorry. In the May-June 2024 session paper 12, I computed the balance of payments. The answer is letter B. Okay. And the one that I revise is this one. Still, the answer is letter B. Why? Again, you will just focus on visible exports minus visible imports for the balance of trade. And the question there was, which country has a balance of trade surplus? So country A, 16 minus 21 equals negative 5. Of course, it's a deficit. C and D, of course, it's balance. And letter B, visible export 17 billion minus the visible imports, which is the 15 billion. So it's 2 billion. So this one is a surplus. Last question for the video is about insurance. So, an insurance company has estimated that 5,000 people will purchase fire insurance, and the company forecast 100 claimants or 100 claims totaling 720,000 in the next year. The question is, what is the average premium that this insurance company will charge for the 5,000 people? So take a look at the numbers. You have 5,000 people. Okay, 5,000 people, 100 claims, 720,000 in the next year. Okay, so first, what is fire insurance? Fire insurance is a type of protection people buy to cover the cost of damage caused by the fire. So if someone's house or property catches the fire, then the insurance company pays for the loss based on the policy agreement. But here's the catch. Okay, but here's the catch. To be able to pay for those losses, the insurance company collects premiums. So this is another item. Premiums from everyone who buys the insurance. So that way, even if only a few people experience a fire, the company has enough money to help them. So let's take a look at the again, fire insurance. It's a kind of protection for people that, but the catch is the insurance company collects premiums from everyone. So the question is, there's an insurance company which expects 5,000 people to buy the fire insurance, and they predicted, like they're thinking that, the next year there will be some 100 claims, like 100 people will be claiming for the insurance. And because there might be some fires, and there will be 100 people who will be asking for the help coming from the insurance company, and the for the next year, and the total cost will be 720,000 on the insurance company. So the question is, what is the average premium of the company should charge each person? So take note, the word average, all the time. If there's an average, you need to divide something, okay? Because average means like each person. So you have to understand the goal of the question. So the company wants to collect enough money from all 5,000 people, okay? That's the fact, okay? From the text itself. They need 5,000 people. They need to collect money to cover the expected claims next year, and that claim is $720,000. So to do this fairly, they divide the total expected claims by the number of people buying the insurance. So all you need to do is just to divide it, okay? Because again, you need the average premium. And remember, the average premium is the typical amount each person, so you have the word each person pays based on the group of people. So what you need to do is, of course, the company divides the total by the number of people. So it's 720,000 divided by 5,000 equals 144. So the average premium is 144 per person. So why it matters? Okay, why do you need to divide? Because it helps the company stay financially prepared. Another, it spreads the risk across many people, and of course, to keep